Hello everyone, my name's Shay. I'm a literacy teacher at the AIM program. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about teaching letter sounds. So we do want our kiddos with Down syndrome to be exposed to the entire alphabet. However, we do target a few letters. So we target A, N, P, M, S, T, and any letter sounds they're working on in speech. So the reason we focus on these letters first is that because our kiddos can have some of that low tone, they might have some hearing impairments, and they might have some speech production issues. So these letters are a little bit easier to produce with the mouth. When teaching letter sounds, we do provide visuals and we provide finger cues. So for example, if we're teaching the letter A, we would show them visually a picture of the letter A and then maybe a picture of an apple. And then we would say, apple. That's the finger cue for A. If you want to see the rest of our finger cues, we do have those up on our YouTube site. Slowly, we would remove those prompts. So we might remove the finger cue, or we might remove the picture as they become more advanced in their reading. For those that have complex communication needs, so those might be the learners that have a communication flipbook or iPad, we would focus on selecting and matching. So we might have some letter cards and we might say which letter says and they would ideally choose the letter A. Or we might have the letter cards and then a corresponding picture with the initial sound. So we might have A and an apple, or M and a map, and they would match those together. Another thing to keep in mind when teaching letter sounds is that we want to be producing the sound correctly. So for example, t is very often produced as ta, or k is ka. So we want to cut those short, taking away that at the end. Where this can run into issues if they've been taught that k says ka, when they start sounding out words, they would come across the word cat and they would sound it out as k, at, and then blend it together as cat, cat. It should be k, at, blended together as cat. We do not start teaching sounding out words until they have a sight word bank of up to about 50 words and then most of their letter sounds. We do have a video on this called The Importance of Sight Words, so make sure you check that out. So for some practice at home, some really great things to have are things like letter flashcards. So these particular ones have upper and lowercase letters and a corresponding picture. So you'd say N, N, nap. And then you'd have all their targeted letters on here. These are really great to whip out if you have some downtime, you're waiting for an appointment. If you whip these out, you can start doing things like that. Another really great thing to have at home is a letter chart with upper and lowercase letters and corresponding picture for it. You might want to have some letters at home, some physical letters, so magnetic letters that they can play with, they can touch, they can start learning about the shape of letters. You can then play some sorting games, so which letters have holes, which letters have long lines. Another really great thing to do is have some sort of song or chant that you do with them. So the one we use at AIM is the A says the A says every letter makes a sound, the A says and they might join in with the whole song, or they might do the letter sound with you. If you're at the park, you can start drawing letters in the sand, or if you're at home, you can have a baking sheet, cover it in shaving cream, and start drawing letters that way. Be mindful though, when they start drawing and writing letters, we start with uppercase letters. They have more long lines in it, less curves. They're a little bit easier to write or draw. But in reading, we focus on lowercase letters because text mostly makes up lowercase letters, not uppercase letters. The most important thing though is that you're reading with your kiddo daily, or as much as possible. This gets them used to what reading is, what words are, what letters are, how to read a book. Text goes left to right, and read things that they're interested in, because then they get into this where reading is fun. And then if you wanted to do some direct teaching, you could if you come across a word, again, for example, cat, you'd go, oh, look, cat. Which letter do you think says k? And they might tell you C, or point to the letter C. So I hope you got something for this. Thanks for sticking with me today. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching Aim to Achieve. Check out our YouTube station for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe or leave us a like.